Richard O'Barry did not get deterred by his short stay in a Bimini jail for trying to free a captive dolphin. If anything, it made him more empathetic towards their plight. He wanted to ensure that he could do whatever was possible to expose their situation and to help them, regardless of the dangers that lay ahead.
When the Cold War ended, the KGB became the mafia, I understand. And the 500 dolphins that were in the Russian Navy were now being sold by the mafia to various countries. Cheryl was captured somewhere in the Black Sea, and she went into the Russian Navy for a while. When the Cold War ended, she was sent to Chile with several other dolphins. The people in Chile ran this roadside show out of town, and so they threw the dolphins in the back of a lorry, drove over the Andes into Buenos Aires, Argentina, and dumped her into the municipal swimming pool. There were 3 dolphins brought here. They're Russian captive dolphins captured in the Black Sea. The only survivor is Cheryl, the one that you're looking at now. The other 2 died here in this pool. This pool was designed for people. It doesn't have the adequate filtration system that is required to keep a dolphin. A dolphin will defecate and urinate 3 times the quantity that people will. So there's a buildup of it on the bottom, and this may have been what killed the other 2. Looks pretty bizarre, a dolphin in a swimming pool. We've done some research and we've discovered that 2 groups of dolphins have arrived here from Russia. There were a group of 11 and a group of 4. Out of those 15 dolphins, only 3 are still alive. The good news in this scenario is that we've been able to get the government officials to stop all importation of Russian dolphins. This is the logo here for the Russian captors in the Black Sea, and these are the 4 transport boxes. They say 3 dolphins arrived, but we see 4 boxes here. It's all fiberglass. Well, we went to see a judge, and he gave us this dolphin, Cheryl. We were in the process of taking her to a rehabilitation center when she was stolen and unfortunately ended up in this traveling dolphin show.
Waterland is probably the last traveling dolphin show in the world, and clearly the most abusive. The show features 2, sometimes 3 bottlenose dolphins and 2 or 3 sea lions. The dolphins are advertised as the Miami dolphins, and one is always called Flipper. The road manager, Ruben Roca, explained to Richard how they constructed the dolphin tank while on tour, which comprised of a hole dug in the ground, which was then lined and filled with the local water supply, bags of salt and gallons of chlorine. Waterland began its tour on 11th of February 1996, starting in Cali, Colombia, and then on to Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, the Dominican Republic, and finally Jamaica in May 1997. It is not clear where it went after Jamaica, though the show tried to enter Puerto Rico, but was denied as a result of animal welfare opposition in the country. The show returned to Jamaica in September 1997, and from there they flew to Venezuela, ending up in Maracaibo. In October 1997, working undercover for the International Fund for Animal Welfare, Richard O'Barry gained access to the dolphins by posing as a dolphin trainer from a well-known dolphinarium in Florida. He found 2 dolphins who were sick and not eating. Cheryl was one of them. Both had stretcher marks on their bodies from being transported on their tour. The following day, Richard found that his cover was blown and armed guards prevented him from seeing the dolphins. He returned the next day with a lawyer and film crew, only to find a hole in the ground where Cheryl had been. Richard and his team followed the dolphins to Margarita in Venezuela. They entered an amusement park called Diverland, where Waterland puts on its shows, and discovered Cheryl in an isolation tank. They returned the following evening to find Cheryl had gone.
She died in Margarita Island in Venezuela.